Hello， 大家好，吉祥如意。今天来做一个视频。今天就是这个视频，我尽量做一个比较所谓的 bilingual，就是希望可以给一些对华文并不是非常熟悉。So I try to use for this video clip, I will try to use my very poor English to try to explain as much as possible for you all to understand the basic of 八字，让你们最容易去简单了解这个八字。The most easy method for you to understand 八字， because a lot of people actually they are kind of afraid of looking for fortune tellers to help them to read their 八字, because they might not want to hear something that is probably later they will feel being a little bit more negative. So, but to us, it's very important for us to know our own personal character in our whole life. What is exactly something that is missing? You see that everyone wants to be successful, but if you know what is your missing sector and you do it correctly, that will actually lead you and allows you to become more successful. 成功率就会比较高一点。所以我们在这边可能现在你不用太担心，你看不到我在看的，我会放在这个视频，所以等一下我在讲这边的时候，那个视频会出来。那么现在应该就你们能看得到的就是这个八字，这个八字图。那这个就是一般的这个我们所用的这个八字的图。现在有很多的软件在这个市场，there's actually a lot of software. I should be using English, so sorry. This is one of our 八字 chart that actually allows you to understand your own 八字 destiny. But as well, right now, currently in the market, there is a lot of different type of software which you can use to also understand your own 八字 by just simple key in your own personal the year you born, the month you born, the day you born, and the time you born. As long as you can input it into that software, the 8 characters Chinese word will appear. 这8个字就会展现出来在这个命盘里。Of course, different software, the appearance will be different as well. 它的看法，它的那个外表都是不一样的，因为不一样的软件。所以现在我们先看这个软件。Let's take a look at this current, which is what I'm using to help our customers to plot their 八字 chart. Okay. Next, this will be the portion that you are actually you need to understand first. The top portion belongs to the heavenly stem. 我们也叫做天干 the heavenly stems. Okay. The heavenly stems actually belongs to our heaven. Simple, 很容易去了解。Of course, the next you will be looking at will be the earthly branches. 这一排呢 this row refers to the earthly branches, 叫做地支。So when there's heaven and earth, it created our luck cycle. It is the heaven and the earth actually affects us, affect our luck. Example, today I want to go out, but suddenly the heaven rained. Outside it start to rain, so no matter how well I dress, I cannot present myself. So next will be if let's say I want to go out and there's an earthquake, so everywhere I want to go also cannot go because earthquake. So this is how the heaven and earth actually affects us, affects our mood, affects the things that we want to do and become obstacles to us. Okay. But we just need to understand the heaven and earth. That's all. Very simple. So the next chart, based on this heaven and earth, you can see that there will be 4 characters for heaven and 4 characters for earth. And when you actually identify each character, understand their element, and you can know that which is the element that you are lack of. Today this topic is to tell you which element you actually lack of and how you can counter it, or do you need to counter it. That is very important for you to just understand. This is a simple 八字，这个是一个非常简单的 very simple 八字 session for you to understand. Because a lot of times now people can use our handphone software apps. You just need to download, and then you key in your own birth year, month, day and time, and then you can see this whole chart coming out. So first of all, when the chart comes out, I think a couple of years, more than 10 years ago, the first time when I start to see this chart, I'm like you also, blur, 不知道是什么，看了也觉得怪怪的，也看不懂。The moment I see it, I also don't understand. I just cannot understand. Even the characters, the words, I also totally don't understand. So today I want to share with you. So hope that you can actually understand. And by understanding, you can try to understand your own life, that what is actually missing, that you can improve to help you to clear your obstacles, help you to enhance the things that, like example, everyone right now always asks is that, how can I be rich, right? So to be rich, of course, there's a lot of factor. Some people needs benefactor, some people requires more hardship, hard working. Some refers to, in order for them to build wealth, they need more talent. You see, so this is something that through this session you'll be able to understand. But first of all, you need to understand all these Chinese characters. The Chinese characters, like the first year pillar, this is the year pillar. The year pillar, you look at the year column, okay, the column. The heaven refers to 壬水, which is water element. And of course, the earthly branches, 子水, refers to water. So this app that I'm using is actually very good, because by the side of each character, you see the Chinese character says 水. 水 means water. So this water actually refers to that your heaven and earth for the year pillar. You get these 2 water elements. So I actually all circle it up with the colors. Maybe it's not easy for you to understand. Probably you don't know all these characters, but I think with the software advance that we have right now, you can actually use Google to write in, just write it out, and then you can be able to understand what does this really means. Or if you don't know how to read and you don't know how to Google it, don't worry. You see our telephone number is right below. You can always give us a call. We can actually help you to take a screenshot of this, your own personal 八字, and send it to you. We can also do that for you as well. Okay. So once we have all this, like this chart you see, okay, I circle it up based on what element use what color. So example, this water element all circled by blue color. So for the earth element will be all circled by using yellow, or probably you can say it's orange color. So for the metal element is the darker gray color. Fire element, of course, is red in color. Fire represent red. Okay, so simple. So right next will be, we will see this 5 elements chart. Okay, for the number you see, number 1, this number 1 position will always be referring to our own self, ourself. Okay, so we will always need to look at our own element first. So how do we know which element we belongs to? It belongs to the day pillar, the day. On top of the day, the heaven will refers to our own element. So 命主, you see the word 命主, that word refers to our own luck. Some call it luck, some call it our soul. 华文叫做元神或运气命主就是我们自己 is actually referring to our own self. So in English term we call it the day pillar. The day pillar, this whole column belongs to the day pillar, and the term for it to use is called day master. Day master. So understand your own day master first, which is at the day pillar, the column, the heavenly stem on the top. To make it more simple, the top part, the top part. Don't make it so complicated. Heavenly stem, maybe you forget already. So right now we say this day column, the top part, the circle one. Yeah, that is your day master. So now you can look at your own chart. There is what day master is it? Or maybe maybe you are water, maybe you are wood, or maybe you are earth, or maybe you are metal, or maybe you are fire. Everyone is different, okay? Everyone will be different. So when we come to this 5-element chart, which element belongs to you? Okay, right now I put it blue for the first one because this is a water element. You may be fire, so the color is different, but you will always be at this number 1 position. Okay, this will be the beginning, the step 1. 你的第一步, the beginning will be at this position. So the next position will come to number 2. It's just like playing a game. From number 1, then we go to number 2, then we go to number 3, then we go to number 4, then we go to number 5, and then from number 5, we'll come back to number 1 again. We'll come back to us again. Okay? It's just like the beginning of the day, you just wake up and then you start to do things, then you go to number 2, and then you finish doing things, you go to number 3. You need to go and work. And then number 3, you finish work, you need to come back home to finish your responsibility for at home. And then number 4 finish, you go to number 5. What have you been? After the whole day, you sit down, we rest, you start to think about today what we have done, and then how much have we gained, and that's where the knowledge comes in. And then you go and sleep, you go back to sleep, you go back to bed. Then the next day again. So because you have input all the additional knowledge in you, you create a new you again. Right? You see, because with knowledge, we change. When when a baby is born without anything, what they know only how to cry. Simple, right? 什么都不会就会哭 But slowly when they understand the knowledge of hungry, they start to be different. What different? They start to cry. Okay, the first time when they feel hungry, they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to speak English, speak Chinese, Mandarin, any other dialects. The next thing they start to do is cry. They start to cry, yeah? So after that, they try to do different things again. That's their talent. They start to be different. And then by doing different, they create another thing which is wealth. So from wealth, they will have responsibility again. And then things just go circle round and round and round. So for this chart, you can see that actually the outside shows you it actually grows one another. It's a cycle. It starts to grow one another. But the inside, there's this control. There's this control going on. This control controls one another as well. So for the first element, which is blue color, refers to water. Water actually can grow green. Grow what? Grow the wood element. But we can see that the grey color refers to metal. Metal also grow water. But metal element, the fifth, grow water. But metal also control wood element. What does control means? Control is also refers to crash. Like example, you need an axe to chop down the tree. So this is how metal actually controls the wood. You use scissors to cut away and to trim the plants. So this is how you actually control the plants from growing bigger and bigger. This is how we do things. This is how the element works. So we use water to control fire in order not to let the fire grow bigger. Right? This is very simple to understand. So this is just an additional, how do I say? 就是多一点点的一些知识 additional input for you to understand how these 5 elements actually works one another. So the next thing will be, how can I know my Bazi chart and this element can blend in together? This is what I want to teach you, and it's very simple. Next will be when you start to understand your own Bazi inside, which element. Then, okay, right now we see this chart. Okay, I take away the grow, the control, and the numbers. All you see is that the first column refers to our own self, siblings and friends. Then the talent, worker, effort, career, wealth, wife. Okay, this wife thing is very different. A wife only refers to the man. If you are a woman, your husband position will be at the another position, which is the number 4th position. Okay, which is the husband position. Yeah. So for the guys will be different. Your wife will be at this number 3rd position. Okay. Quite simple. I hope you all can catch up with me. If you can't, the benefit from YouTube will be you can always repeat again. Okay. So next, we put in all the elements that we have in our own Bazi chart. So that previous Bazi chart that I actually show, right now you can see this Bazi chart. Actually, when we put into this 5 elements column, straight away what I can see is that there's a missing of wood element. Okay, there's a missing of wood element. And the numbers that is more will be something that we need to take note as well. Right now, I can see that water element is more. There's 3 water elements. It refers to my own self. It means to say that this is something that I need to look up. It's telling me, it's giving me a hint that I have more element of water. But who can control water? Earth can control water. So I need more earth to control me as well. If I have too much water and there's nothing, no one can control me, that's not something that is not good in my life. Okay? But the missing of wood elements. Okay, when this wood element, the 2nd position, the talent, worker, and effort, if there's a missing sector for this position, it refers that it's very hard for you to have idea, talent, or the things that you want to say, because you actually put in effort to do things. You want to say it, you want to say it out, and it's very hard for you to say it because it is a missing sector for you. So in order for you to become better for your career, your wealth, you need to input more effort. Some people, they don't need to spend much effort. They just need to do a little bit. They can see results. But for some people, they need to put in a lot of hardship. Example, I always tell all my friends and customers, it's like we work in the same place. I'm drawing $1,000 salary. You are also drawing a $1,000 salary. But the thing is that maybe I work until 5 p.m., finish work, done. I can go home. But for you, probably you need to work overtime and there's no OT paid for you, but you need to work longer time in order to make the same $1,000 every month. So this is something that is different because everybody's Bazi chart is different. Maybe your 2nd position, the element you have, but the number is more, and you need more effort to only make that little bit of wealth. So right now for this chart, we can see is that they don't need to put in so much effort and can make that wealth. Meaning to say, okay, for him to make money, still not that hard, still okay. Yeah, but if your wealth sector also missing, and that's voiced down to something that we always say, money not enough. Right. So let's take a look at our own position first. This water element have 3, meaning to say that 3 minus off control away the wealth. The wealth only have 1, so it's very easily to pull out the fire element. So when fire element is weak, it's as good as to tell you that your wealth element is actually very weak. So wherever which position is strong, you always see which position will be weak. So for water element to control fire, and your fire element is weak, and you don't have the wood element to grow your wealth, straight away I can tell that this chart, the wealth is really not enough. So not enough, next thing will be, how can I improve? You can see that the second position missing element is wood element. So what I always advise will be, you need worker, you need people, talent worker, and you need to put in more effort. Then you will see wealth coming into you. Why? Because wood element can generate fire element. So we will need to have a worker, or you have downline, people below working for you. Doesn't matter which element is that, it's just that the second position will refers to you need talent, you need worker, you need to put in effort. So for some people, they don't have talents, then it's very hard for them to create new revenue, new income, unless they have something different, they have new talent coming that can actually help them to create a new revenue. Then yes, and that's where they can actually create additional wealth income for them. Of course, not create additional wife, but create additional wealth. This is something that everyone always say, money not enough. So when money not enough, we don't always talk about how we can earn, but we also need to look at this chart. It tells us something, because you see our own self, we have three, and the wealth only have one. It also says that we spend quite a lot, and we usually don't know how to control our own self. Okay, this is something that maybe you have siblings taking money from you, you have friends borrowing money from you, or maybe you spend your money with your siblings, your family, your friends, or probably your own self. This is why the reason that money is always not enough. So that's why you see we need element to control this siblings, friends, and our own self. By what? By having this earth element, which is at least this Bazi chart. Now you do still have this earth element, which is responsibility. Some people have responsibility. They can use the responsibility to control themselves, because understand that I need to feed my family, so I should not anyhow spend money. You see? So this responsibility becomes something that actually gives the person pressure. But some people can work under pressure, but some people cannot work under pressure. So most importantly, we need to see that, okay, right now this chart, the second position, which is the wood element, is missing. It means to say that, okay, at least this person got responsibility, this person got knowledge, got benefactor, this person got friends around to help out, got a little bit of wealth, career, still got job. The next thing to improve is to put in additional talent. Why is it called Bazi? Because it voids out, it added up all the numbers, it become 8 numbers. So you can see that 3 plus 1, because wood element is missing, so we go to the fire element. 3 plus 1 is 4. And then the earth element creates another 2 more. 4 plus 2 will be 6. 4 plus 2 will be 6. 6 plus the metal element. Okay, 6 plus the metal element will be 2, which is 8. So this actually can tell that the total Bazi, which is the 8 numbers, the 8 characters, we only short of 1. For some people, your Bazi may have all the elements, okay, but definitely will have some imbalance. Somewhere is not balanced, meaning to say maybe the wood element is shortage, the metal element is more, or the earth element is lesser. So you can understand that which area you should improve. So this video, try to make it a short one for everyone to be able to absorb and listen. Of course, it feels a bit funny because why I'm first time using English to explain this Bazi theory. Because for my case is I have been learning through the Chinese, the traditional method, and you need to use a little bit of idea to turn it into English. So for most of the people that have given me all the comments say that, hey, Master Joe, can you do a little bit of English, or do you only know how to speak Chinese? Yes, I do know how to speak English, but it's very hard for me to translate into English to teach. So I try my best to give more example. So most importantly, right now this clip is to teach you how to see your chart and how to put it into these 5 elements. So first of all, just draw out the 5 elements, and then you write on your own elements. Which element do it belongs to? Okay, water. Then you write the top circle, the first one should be water. Then water will grow wood, wood grow fire, fire grow earth, earth grow matter. You grow the sequence. After growing the sequence, how many elements do you have for water? You just write it down, and then you can see, understand that is there any elements you lack of or missing, and which element is more, and how you should actually control, or you can actually work on it to reduce your element. Yeah. So if you have questions, of course you can always call our number, our office number, or WhatsApp me. If you don't know how to use apps to find your own Bazi chart, you can call us to give you one Bazi. This is totally absolutely free, so you can at least have an understanding. And if you think that, okay, it's time, I would like to engage who? And probably engage me to help you to have a Bazi analysis, definitely you can do that as well. So keeping this video short and simple, hope you can understand. If you don't understand, next thing will be very simple. You just need to rewind, listen a few more times, try to understand a little bit more, and then maybe you can catch something. If you still don't, just text me, let me know. Okay? So 希望大家在这个互动可以让大家了解因为我都用了华文英文的 by using both languages. So hope that everyone benefits. 好，就说到这边，吉祥如意。